Muy buenas, gente, ¿qué tal? Vamos a entender un poco. Uy, qué fuerte está esto, coño. Empieza la Blizzcon. A ver qué nos presentan. Pondré también los subtítulos ahora para poderlos leer en español, porque me imagino que se podrá sin problema.
This is Blizzcon 2023. Please welcome the president of Blizzard Entertainment, Mike Ibarra.
A ver. Ahí va. Vamos a ver. Subtítulos.
Let's go!
¿No deja cambiarlo al español o qué?
How's everybody doing?
¿Solo en inglés los
man.
subtítulos? No me
You know,
jodas.
This is the best gaming community in the world. Hands down. Hands down.
Vamos a ver
Thank
en
you.
Twitch
Wow. Hello, BlizzCon.
cómo lo tienen.
You know, it is so good.
O sea, si puedo poner
to be
subtítulos
back
en español en
person.
Twitch.
Finally. That's 2 days. All of us. I love you too. All of us at Blizzard have missed this so much. It's 4 years. It's been 4 years. You know what I say to that? That's too damn long. Where's our heroes of Overwatch at?
Pues vaya mierda,
Adventurers of
sinceramente.
Sanctuary? Defenders of Azeroth. And gamers everywhere, welcome.
Sería
Mira.
espectacular.
We love sharing what we're working on all the time. But to share it in person with all of you and to hear your stories, it cannot be matched. Meeting you all face to face inspires us. And we put this energy and enthusiasm back into everything we do. Meeting you all face. Thank you all for being here. In fact, we have tens of thousands of you here in Anaheim, California today, and we hope you enjoy the immersive experience we've created here at the show. We also have millions of people watching right now on stream. BlizzCon, please help me welcome everyone watching from around the world. Whether you're a hardcore or a casual gamer, or if it's been a while since you picked up one of our games, we're here to show you the Blizzard we are today and the Blizzard we are becoming. But BlizzCon isn't just about the latest updates from Blizzard. It's all about you. Players are at the forefront of everything we do, and we're devoted to supporting these incredible communities, communities you can be proud of to be part of. All of us, gamers, developers, and fans, we all are united in our shared love for gaming. The person sitting next to you or watching online and chat with you could be your next guildmate, teammate, or lifelong friend. We all have this in common. I've always felt Blizzard brings players together a little differently. Our players have made connections that span continents, languages, and generations. We all have that one story. that incredible play of the game, that clutch card draw, or that raid encounter that your guild barely survived. I know, I've been there too. I know many of us have friends we've met in one of our games. A friend who began just as someone we hung out with in-game, but who was there for us to celebrate our real-life wins or to support us during a difficult time. That's certainly been true for me. Thanks to my experience playing Blizzard games over the last from all over. And I'm so grateful that some of them are here today. Gus, Pika, Nick, Scoodles, and of course Billy and Kaylee, who put up with my raid wipes all too often. I always know that no matter what is going on in real life, they will be there. No matter what game we're playing, these friends are a constant I can always rely on. And I know many of you share that feeling. Blizzcon truly is about all of us.
Van a presentar un juego
as equals,
más tocho, o sea, tocho. Vamos a ver qué juego es. No sé si poner los subtítulos más grandes. No sé por qué no me deja... Mierda. Perdón. No sé por qué no me deja poner los subtítulos en otros idiomas, sinceramente. ¿Por qué no se oye?
Our friendships grow. All of us are so grateful to be part of this community. And in everything we do, we are in service to you. We know we don't do everything perfectly. But thanks to your feedback, we never stop striving to do it right. We are here to foster joy and belonging for everyone. We're proud of the worlds we build, but your experiences within those worlds bring them to life, and your connections with each other are what inspires us the most.
No lo sé, gente, pero lo siento que no se pueda poner los títulos en español, no sé por qué.
About Blizzard joining the Xbox gaming family.
Ojalá se pudiera.
Both Blizzard and Xbox believe that gaming is a unifier. That we should all be able to play anywhere and any way we
La familia de Xbox está hablando sobre el tema de Xbox. De la venta, joder. De la venta.
Everyone wins. With that in mind, someone is here backstage who'd like to say hello.
Es una gran victoria.
Over the years, he and I played a bunch of games together. Please join me in welcoming my friend.
Realmente a nosotros lo que nos interesa es mañana lo del Diablo. Pero bueno, vamos a ver. Sale el CEO de Microsoft. Tiene que estar como un niño pequeño por estar en la primera vez en la Blizzcon en el escenario como propietario. Y vamos a ver qué nos dice.
Thank you, Mike. And hello, everybody, BlizzCon. This is my first BlizzCon ever. And it's great to feel the energy in the room. You are the reason we make games. Your love for these games truly is inspiring. I recently have spent so much time playing Diablo IV with my friends.
Hablando del Diablo 4. O sea, van a meterse también en el Diablo. Y dijo Blizzard que no se iba a meter Microsoft y al final se van a meter. Pues eso es una gran noticia, ¿eh?
Throughout Blizzard's history, they've pioneered and refined so much across the gaming industry, and many of you here today have been a part of that journey. Think of Diablo. It propelled the action RPG genre forward. StarCraft spawned the foundation of what esports would eventually become. And with StarCraft 2,
está hablando
major catalyst for the evolution of games as live entertainment.
Que lo van a hacer para sports. Y el World of Warcraft tiene, o sea, que los van a meter al final en los eSports de nuevo. Microsoft. El Diablo, el StarCraft, el World of Warcraft, el Overwatch. O sea, va a transformarlo todo. Me quedo flipado.
And because of its enduring legacy and phenomenal revolutionary development, with a care and a craft that is incredibly rare in this industry. Our commitment at Xbox is to bring more great games to more players in more places. And now that Blizzard is part of Xbox, we will nurture the essence of what has made Blizzard unique. We're going to empower our new colleagues in a culture of trust, inclusion, and collaboration to continue what they do best, redefining existing genres, creating new, never-before-seen experiences, and uniting players globally in new ways. In Azeroth, in Sanctuary, it has been a privilege to welcome the teams at Blizzard. It has been a privilege to welcome the teams at Blizzard to Xbox. And I'm honored to be able to be here to help welcome all of you to BlizzCon 2023. Having seen what's in store for players, I can say the future of Blizzard is brighter than ever. And you all have so much to look forward to in this show. So I'll get out of here, let you see the show. Thanks everyone for the warm reception, and have a great time at BlizzCon. Thank you.
How about that?
Una pena que no se pueda ver, leer en español los subtítulos.
Exciting time for Blizzard is that we've never been more empowered, free, and dedicated to holding true to what makes Blizzard unique than we are today. We are accountable for creating this next chapter of Blizzard with all of you. We take this responsibility very seriously as we learn, grow, and get better every day. This is the start of a new era. So much more is possible, and you'll see some of that over the next couple days. Coming up, you'll hear from some new friends and some old friends who are returning to the BlizzCon stage to show more about the games and the worlds we all love. Before I go, I want to take a moment to thank our Blizzard team.
El equipo de Blizzard. Eso va a ser muy bueno.
You are some of the most talented individuals on the planet. And collectively, we are capable of building the most legendary universes in gaming. Our future, our creative freedom, our path forward is truly our own. And I know we all stand together with a singular goal: to exceed player expectations and foster and support each other. Thank you for everything you do. BlizzCon, many of the Blizzard team are here today in Anaheim, working hard to ensure you enjoy your time here. We all love talking to players, so please don't be shy. Come up and chat with us. Finally, on behalf of everyone at Blizzard, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, from the bottom of my heart to our players, past, present, and future. Thank you for your passion and your honesty. And most importantly, thank you for being part of our communities. This is what BlizzCon is all about. Everything we do is for all of you, and it's an honor to be a part of these worlds with you. Now, welcome to Blizzcon.
El tema de la bienvenida.
You wanted to see if there was more out there. Well, see for yourself.
I'm gonna kick every one of you in the face.
Overwatch.
I'll see you at the finish line.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight?
Oh my god. That was disgusting. Yo, nerf this!
Mama's got you!
I am him!
I'm in my widow era now. Wow. And you out there, the fans, it's been a joy to share this experience with all of you. Thank you so much.
Come on. It's time I showed you something.
Please welcome Overwatch Game Director, Aaron Keller.
Hello, BlizzCon! Ever since we first revealed Overwatch in 2014, you have grown this universe into something truly unique and beautiful. Every single day, we see millions of players jumping into matches, forging new friendships, and showing off their skills. We launched Overwatch 2 last October, and it has been such an incredible year. Since then, you've been crushed by Diva's mech over 26 million times, had more than 79 million lives saved by Baptiste, and played 65 years worth of prop hunt. I love prop hunt. The development of Overwatch is first and foremost focused on you, our players. We want our game to represent this global community.
Está hablando de Overwatch. En teoría tenían que hablar al principio de un juego nuevo, pero están hablando del Overwatch. Vamos a ver.
Peruvian heroes, Lifeweaver, and Alari. We also want Overwatch to recognize those focused on achievement and prowess, and released our new progression system and the first set of hero mastery courses this year. And for those that just want something a little different, we've run April Fools and released a dating sim, an actual dating sim, Loverwatch. Listening to your feedback is important to us, and it's driven the team to look at changes to some of the core systems of the game. We've been hard at work on an overhaul of our competitive system, and we'll get into that a bit today and a bunch more over the course of BlizzCon. And there is so much more to come. We'd like to give you all a glimpse at as much as we're able to show you coming next year. And boy, do we have some fun things to talk about. So let's get into it. To share our first big announcement, I am honored to introduce the art director of Overwatch, Dion Rogers.
Vale, el director artístico del Overwatch va a salir, Dion Rogers. Vamos a ver qué nos cuenta. Si al final lo van a hacer más PvE o lo van a seguir dejando. O sea, van a hacer un ARPG en cierta manera, que es lo que iban a hacer, o lo van a seguir dejando así. Aunque ya ha dicho Blizzard que lo van a meter, o sea, Microsoft que lo va a dejar, lo va a meter dentro del competitivo. Así que vamos a ver.
Creating such an incredible game with so many amazing people and seeing what it means to you all, it's meant everything to us. And out of all the things we work on, one of our favorites is to create new heroes. You know, Overwatch is full of big personalities, and it takes a special individual to really stand out. And the team has been working hard to make sure no one could predict who this next hero is. We haven't leaked any articles. We haven't leaked a spray or two. And we've left 0 hints, especially not in our recent Samoa map. Now, who's ready to meet the newest hero?
Vamos a ver.
Sorry to keep you all waiting. But now that I'm here.
A ver, hace unos vídeos que es la hostia. Un nuevo personaje, parece ser.
This right here is Gunny. And she can light up the whole
Se le ve muy tocho.
And this one's Cha-Cha. He's a sensitive little fella, a real hothead. And when I fire them both, it's double trouble.
A ver, le ponen como un personaje épico y luego a lo mejor es una mierda, ojo.
Gameplay footage. Going so soon, I'm gonna miss ya.
Uno de Samoa.
Don't tell me that's it. Both hearts pumping. I got your back. For now. Here I come. Say quick kiki. We got him where we want him.
Unbelievable.
A ver, este glitch está bueno. Los compañeros diciendo, madre mía, esto no es verdad.
We're gonna have a hell of a time.
That's awesome. I love
A ver,
it.
tiene pinta de roto, vale. Ha sido gracioso el vídeo.
It's amazing to finally announce Malga. He was first introduced, you guys know, 4 years ago in a short story, and he's been the subject of a lot of fun theories. Ever since that first introduction, fans have been asking when he may become a playable hero. We're excited. We finally have our first Samoan hero. Malga, his name, it means mountain in Samoan. He portrays himself as this.
¿Ves? Un héroe samoano.
However, this
Lo que he
is just a
dicho.
facade. He's a cunning tactician, always one step ahead of his enemies. One of the core goals whenever we make an Overwatch character is that people see themselves in our heroes. We're always striving for greater authenticity and representation with each hero. And with Malga, we got a lot of help, actually. Even his tattoo was created by an amazing Samoan tattoo artist named C.E. Lufau. Malga's super fun. It was awesome. Malga's super fun to play. He's easy to learn, hard to master, with what I like to call a brutal but cunning play style. We hope you love him as much as we do. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Join us later today for a Malga Deep Dive panel taking place here at the Blizzcon Arena and online for people at home. We'll talk with the team that helped create Malga and also how to best utilize his amazing abilities when he joins Overwatch in Season 8. Finally, we know Malga's going to be pretty awesome when he joins competitive play. But before then, some of the best players in the world are competing in this weekend's Overwatch World Cup. Let's check it out.
¿Ves? En el mundo del competitivo.
Legacy is
La Copa del Mundo. Flipar. Va a hacer Blizzard una Copa Mundial.
Teams around the world have battled, chasing glory,
hoping to etch their homeland in the history books.
That is insane! He's still fragging like a madman!
And it's a 5-man rampage!
Oh, what? Oh, here we go!
They've tasted victory, they've overcome defeat, and all along, the hopes of their fans have lifted them up.
Absolutely beautiful!
And now, at long last, the Overwatch World Cup Finals are here. And for the first time in 4 years, we're all together once more, back to where it all began. Each team can see their name on the championship trophy. The community has rallied behind them, and the wait is finally over.
I've missed you dearly!
The Overwatch World Cup Finals start now.
Please welcome Overwatch esports host, Zoe Gschwind.
Brutal, me parece brutal, sinceramente. Estén metiendo de nuevo el competitivo y hagan una Copa Mundial. Yo que estoy dentro del mundo de los eSports, es brutal.
What's up, Blizzcon? It's so great to be back here after 4 years with the Overwatch World Cup. This event has always been such a special event because it truly serves as a worldwide tribute to the beautiful and diverse Overwatch community. This weekend, we get to celebrate teams and players from around the world, each with their unique takes on the playstyles, their different personalities. We're going to see different metas emerge even. It's just very exciting to see familiar faces, big household names in the competitive Overwatch scene take the stage, form those star-studded lineups, Fearless, Super, Gushue, and the likes. But each year, we also get to witness new players emerging onto the scene, taking the spotlight. It truly is a special event for a special community, and I'm very honored and truly happy to be part of it all. Now, I know that all of you here in Anaheim, and everyone watching at home, is joining us from all over the world. As you can see, so are our players. Among them, a former 3-time World Cup champions, Team South Korea, and the only team that managed thus far to stop their reign, and that is the United States of America. That's right. I tell you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. If you watch the group,
La verdad es que es impresionante lo del tema del Overwatch. No me lo esperaba, ojo, que dijeran eso.
And if you want to find out if one of our former champions will remain victorious or if one of the other 6 teams will seize their inaugural season title, make sure to join us. Not only will you be treated to fantastic gameplay, of course, no, you will also earn special drops all weekend long on the Play Overwatch Twitch channel. Now, we have a lot of amazing Overwatch 2 action on the horizon and so much to play for our teams. We got over $500,000 on the line and counting, raised directly by all of you, our passionate and amazing fans. Yeah, give it up for yourself. Now, of course, the winning team will walk away with a big bag, but this year, each and every single player out of the 43 teams participating will be earning a share. And this is unprecedented in Overwatch esports history, and it would not be possible without all of you. So once again, thank you so much. So, tomorrow night, we will be crowning the 2023 Overwatch World Cup champions. And you can catch all the matches and all the action live in Hall B, as well as, of course, on stream. I'm going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing some of you as well. And now, please welcome back Aaron with a few more things to share on the game side.
Thank you, Zoe. Malga is awesome. And the World Cup matches all weekend will be so much fun. But Overwatch has another thing happening here at BlizzCon. Earlier this week, we launched a new limited-time game mode and special skins as part of an exciting collaboration with LE SSERAFIM, one of the biggest K-pop groups in the world. Everyone can jump in game right now to take part, as well as check out their brand new music video for Perfect Night. And in honor of this collaboration, Le Seraphim will take the stage and perform in the arena tomorrow after the community night ends around 6 p.m. Pacific. Working on partnerships like this, or what we did with One Punch Man earlier this year, are incredibly fun. Yes. They provide us, both the dev team and you, the players, a chance to experience some of our favorite universes and artists through the unique style of Overwatch. And next year, we have even more of these for you all to geek out about. Sadly, we can't reveal
esto ya es paja.
just yet.
El mundo artístico, los diseños, cosas nuevas.
The Overwatch team
están justificando de alguna manera el diseño más que el juego en sí. No lo entiendo.
So, who wants to see a few of the things we're working on for next year? We are creating a brand new core PvP game mode, Clash. In this new competitive mode, there are 5 points positioned in a row. The center point starts as the first objective, and the teams battle back and forth over the map, pushing into enemy territory or defending their own. Once a team captures all 5 points or reaches the maximum score, they win. Our initial Clash map is
un estilo al COD, al Call of Duty, pero con tema de Overwatch. Al final lo veo alianza contra Horza, este paso. O sea, tienes que o atacar una zona o defender la tuya. Estilo COD.
Within the Clash mode, we are returning to the home of the Shimada clan with the new Hanamura map, Hanaoka. Additionally,
se ve bonito los mapas. O un estilo de Valorant, puede ser.
Overwatch is a highly competitive game, and in early 2024, we'll release a reworked version of our competitive system with all new competitive rewards.
En el 2024, o sea, dentro de unos meses, posiblemente.
Has been to create themes that speak to so many of the cool and awesome things that we all love. Next year, you'll experience Eldritch horror, Egyptian mythology, witches, and even a mirror universe where heroes become villains and villains become heroes. And of course, Overwatch is nothing without.
O sea, que va a tener lo que son personajes héroes y personajes villanos. Me están haciendo una mezcla ahí.
We'll be releasing 3 more, and we want to give you a glimpse of 2 of them. A new damage hero venture is coming in Season 10, and a support currently codenamed Space Ranger in Season 12. And this is just scratching the surface of everything we have in the works. Join us tomorrow here and online, where we go in depth on all of this in our What's Next panel. It will have more information on Clash, the reworked competitive system, a closer look at Space Ranger, even early
¿Se oye bien, gente? Por cierto, que no os he preguntado.
Much more. And lastly, for the first time ever during a Blizzcon, not only is our next hero playable in the Overwatch Hall here in Anaheim, but all of you at home can play Mauga all weekend in-game, including Quick Play, going live right after the BlizzCon opening ceremony concludes. We know you'll love him just as much as we do. Thank you all. We'll see you in game.
By the blood of the willing, we call thee home.
Yo, we took that at 100. Let's go, baby.
High Priest, steal the High Priest. Yes, yes.
Dude, I am shaking so hard.
Congratulations, the game is out.
Diablo. Es la hora de la sangre.
Oh, I'm pumped for Diablo 4. I think it's going to be the best.
What if you guys play it right now?
Hell yeah, really?
Yeah, I will cry. That would be amazing.
This is awesome.
Oh my God.
A ver, están yendo por muy buen camino con el Diablo 4, la verdad. Ahora que me presenten ya después de las cagadas una nueva expansión, o sea, un nuevo... No lo entiendo.
She looks like me.
The way he comes in is crazy.
Oh my God, the butcher.
Boy. Instantly died.
They revived me.
I'm gonna find some demons and I'm gonna shove my green foot right up there.
Yeah, let's go.
Level 100!
There are literally like goosebumps.
Go down a bit more, go down a bit more, go down a bit more. You got her! Yes! Let's go!
Qué guapo el traje de Lily, sinceramente.
Will you fight the darkness?
Ahora también os digo una cosa, o hacen algo o se lo van a comer el año que viene. Sobre todo el PoE, con el PoE 2.
You can pet the dogs, by the way.
Please welcome the General Manager of Diablo, Rod Ferguson.
Vamos a ver lo que dice Rod Ferguson, el manager de Diablo. A ver si nos da buenas noticias o cagada total.
And I'm so happy that people at home are here as well. You know, watching that was such a great reminder of what a fantastic community we have and what an exciting year it's been. Now, you might have missed it, but in there was a clip of a blind gamer, Tylenif, defeating our hardest boss, Uber Lilith. Now, we strive to make Diablo as approachable and as accessible as possible, and watching clips like that make me and the team extremely proud. And of course, I love the tattoos. You know, I still can't believe over 1,000 people got permanent Diablo tattoos at our Hell's Inc. events, including...
Tienen la verdad un filón de oro con Diablo, pero no lo están sabiendo aprovechar, la verdad.
So, you know, we talk a lot about the last Blizzcon 4 years ago, and back then, you know, the Diablo community was hungry for even more experiences in that dark, gothic place caught between the high heavens and the burning hells, a little place we call Sanctuary. And in that time, I've been very fortunate to work with some of the best developers in the industry, people who love Diablo as much as the rest of us. And it was their passion and dedication to this universe that released a great new Diablo game every year for the last 3 years. Diablo II Resurrected brought the return of the classic that helped define the genre. Remastered. I love Diablo II. So it was remastered for a new generation now for PC and console. And
Lógico que Diablo Resurrección. Diablo Inmortal.
In fact, you might not know this, but 60% of Diablo Immortal
que el Diablo 4 volvió a pegar la subida al Diablo Inmortal, ya que es gratuito, para móvil.
It was that kind of excitement that made it the biggest launch in Blizzard's history, and it means so much to the team to see how you've embraced it. You know, we've played over 1.5 billion hours together so far, and it's your love for the game that drives us. Thanks to you, we've made a lot of changes over the last 5 months. In fact, our patch notes for Season of Blood, our second season, were over 14,000 words long, because that is how much our community has influenced and will continue to influence the evolution of Sanctuary. And if you haven't yet made that leap into the darkest Diablo story ever told, now is the perfect time to pick your class, build your character, join Phil Spencer, and see what the hell it's all about. And with that, I'd like to introduce Diablo IV's 2 production directors. They help lead the teams who are building everything we do.
Yo creía que iba a pedir disculpas en cierta manera por la cagada del inicio del Diablo 4, pero solo dice las 4 cosas positivas Y ya está. Para presentarnos ahora una expansión nueva para volver a pagar en menos de un año después de comprar un juego por 100 eurazos o 70 eurazos. O sea, no tiene lógica. Pero ninguna lógica, sinceramente.
The launch was incredible. We're really excited to be here today to share what's coming next. But first, let's highlight some of the player feedback that's in Season of Blood today. So many of you have told us that you wanted more in-game activities. So we've given you a couple this season, one now and another coming early next month. So live now is our new boss ladder. This is a series of additional boss fights from level 55 to 100 that will also see the return of our kind of gross but farmable and rewarding friend Duriel, who you can go after for Uber Uniques that everybody's been sieging for. And with those new bosses dropping both Uniques and Uber Uniques at a much higher rate, and even dropping some special cosmetics, you're going to want to make your way to level 100 so you can fight them all. So in the Season of Blood, we've rebalanced the endgame, letting you get to level 100 about 40% faster than in Season 1.
Que lo van a poner todo más fácil. Bueno, que lo han puesto. Están hablándolo realmente de ahora.
Of course, all that leveling is about getting that amazing loot. So we've also changed how item power works. We've raised the power cap, and it's now more closely tied to the level of monster you defeat to get it. The more challenging the fight, the better the loot. There's still lots of work to be done with reworking itemization. In fact, it's one of our highest priorities. But this, along with upgrades to some of our unique items, is a great first step. So please keep that feedback coming. Now let's talk about quality of life. Here's a few improvements that came directly from you. All of your renown rewards now carry over season to season and from the Eternal Realm. Additional character slots. We added 2 this season, so you can create even more characters and try different builds. A targeting dummy has been added to Kiovashad so you can test those builds before you run into the butcher.
Lo del dummy no me gusta, sinceramente. Porque realmente el dummy es para saber el daño que puedes hacer modificando cosas. Pero sin un recount, sin un contador de daño, no puedes saberlo. Es lo que le falta realmente.
By making gems a crafting material to make even more room for those Uber Uniques. Those are just a few of the new additions already in the game, but we're not done with Season of Blood yet.
In fact, starting next week, we'll introduce 5 unique class-specific rings that will let you relive some of the fun from Season of the Malignant. That's right, Necromancers. Once again, corpses will automatically do your bidding just by being in your presence.
Vale, la siguiente season es la season de los malignos.
We'll also be adding an enchanting preview to the occultist. So this will allow you to see which affixes are possible before you spend your hard-earned gold. It's just another way to give you even more control over making just the right build for the challenge at hand. Also on December 5th, as promised, we'll have another exciting new in-game activity, a 6-week event called Abattoir of Zir. It's a highly replayable pinnacle experience designed for players who have reached level 100, slain Uber Duriel, and mastered all of the other challenges that Season of Blood has to offer. Those who survive will attain a paragon glyph constructed of the Vampire Lord's very own blood. But beware, Abattoir of Zir starts difficult and only gets harder. And of course, as we near the end of Season of Blood, it'll be holiday time. Not only here, but in Sanctuary as well. Our first ever holiday event, Midwinter Blight, starts on December 12th.
No, pues están hablando de la season de ahora. O sea, en unos días, en una semana van a meter cosas nuevas sobre los anillos. El 12 de diciembre. O sea, el mes que viene, cuando está acabando la season.
And be sure to keep your eyes peeled for a mysterious red-cloaked terror.
Nothing is as terrifying as Chris's puns, but I will be sure to check out Midwinter Blight. From there, we are on to Season 3. We can't go into too much detail now, but with the endgame being so important, let's talk about leaderboards. We're creating a whole new type of weekly challenge dungeon called the Gauntlet, where the heroes of Sanctuary can compete for their class ranking against their friends, their clan, or anyone in the world. Watch out, Mike Ibarra. I am coming for you. At the end of each week, the heroes with the highest rank will be added to the Seasonal Hall of Ancients, where their name and build will live on. So, that's a quick look at where we are today. And while the live game is our #1 priority right now, we have a separate Diablo IV team that's been working hard.
Que por cierto, la siguiente season ya lo van a meter dentro del competitivo, como ha dicho Microsoft, ojo.
It's super early, but as we
O sea, va a haber recompensas de competitivo.
Diablo IV, we're going to take you somewhere even darker, where hatred's influence continues to consume Sanctuary.
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every step she takes, I grow stronger. There will be no salvation in the light.
Diablo IV. En la siguiente expansión es esta.
Vessel of Hatred is Diablo IV's first expansion. Its campaign will continue the dark tale that began in Diablo IV, as we learn the fate
A finales del 2024, no está mal,
and his demonic plans for Sanctuary.
Más de un año van a dar.
To do that, we'll be visiting a region new
Claro, es que es lógico,
to
tienen que
Diablo
poner las
IV
4
and a
temporadas.
fan favorite from Diablo II. The lush jungles known to outsiders as Torajan, but known by the locals as Nahantu. With this new story set in a mysterious new region comes new ways to play, new evils to vanquish, and, of course, a completely new class.
¿Presentarán ahora la clase nueva? Es que en la siguiente expansión se va a ver así. Es que están hablando de la siguiente expansión ya, Harbor. Y encima entra dentro del competitivo. ¿Cómo que no se oye? ¿El que no se oye? Ahí va. ¿Por qué se ha desactivado esto? Mamá que me parió, gracias. Lo que decía, que en teoría, bueno, va a entrar en clasificaciones dentro del juego, porque van a entrar dentro del competitivo. Y vamos a ver ahora que nos presentan. World of Warcraft. La madre que les parió metiendo South Park. Pero no han presentado nada del Diablo y ahora saltan con el Overwatch. O sea, con el World of Warcraft. Pues creo que el Diablo lo presentan mañana, entonces. Más a fondo. Mr. Ese es un actorazo y un luchador de boxeo brutal.
You're a player in the NFL, but what you're most proud of is that you've rated 3rd nationally in dungeon progression.
I mean, it was perfect. That was fire.
Quien tuviera un dragón, pero en la vida real.
ready to work.
Vamos a ver.
Please welcome the general manager
El
of
director
Warcraft,
general de World of Warcraft. O sea, nos están dando ahora un poco de primicias sobre las cosas. Ya nos han presentado que a finales del año de que viene sale la siguiente expansión del Diablo. Ahora hablarán de la nueva expansión del World of Warcraft.
Anybody here for Warcraft today? Yeah! Big shout out to the Warcraft teams. They are so happy to be here today. We have so much cool stuff to show you. So give it up.
¿Ahora son orcos contra humanos? ¿Y los trolls no existen? ¿Y los no muertos?
Can you believe that almost 30 years ago, a dispute between orcs and humans led to one of the longest running fantasy adventures in video game history? Right? Generations of players have called Azeroth home. Teenagers that first played Warcraft when it was released, I know you're out there, are now parents. Right? Raising new heroes to take on the raids and battlegrounds of this timeless adventure. It's those shared stories of Azeroth, both in-game and out, that make up this universe. Today is a great day for Warcraft.
Van a meter sobre la historia de Azeroth.
This is the beginning of a bold new chapter that will take us through the next 3 decades and beyond.
What?
Oh yeah. With a variety of games to entertain you, we welcome everyone to find your community. Okay, Alliance. Just practice. We're going to give you a chance to do it a little louder later. Throughout the taverns of Azeroth, tall tales of adventure are retold through the whimsical and clever card play of Hearthstone. Yeah.
Hearthstone. Están haciendo un popurrí. No, es que mira, están hablando del World of Warcraft, pero te saltan con el Hearthstone. Te están hablando del Overwatch y te saltan con el Diablo 4. O sea, están haciendo una mezcla de mini presentaciones. Ahora te habla del Warcraft Rumble.
Me too.
Están haciendo un popurrí de mini presentaciones para ahora presentar la siguiente expansión del World of Warcraft y el World of Warcraft. Sí, mañana ya presentan el tema del Diablo y eso, en teoría es así la composición que van a hacer.
Almost 20 years ago, WoW revolutionized online communities and reimagined the enduring entertainment of massively multiplayer gaming. The very first Blizzcon was introduced our first expansion, so it's only fitting that we're here today to lay the foundation for WoW's future. Yeah. Azeroth is a home we can always escape to, a home that is always waiting for us. Together, we build this universe. Our teams craft the worlds and the adventures, but it is all of you who bring it to life. You are the heartbeat of the brand new adventures that are about to unfold. From all of us on the Warcraft teams here at Blizzard Entertainment, thank you.
Please welcome from Hearthstone, lead designer Cora Georgiou.
¿Ves? Ahora te hablan un poco del Hearthstone. O sea, no han hablado de, no han enseñado nada del World of Warcraft.
BlizzCon. Well, I have a pretty good view from up here.
O sea, es un popurrí un poco de todo.
We are thrilled to soon be celebrating Hearthstone's 10th anniversary. I know, I'm getting old. It's a decade of telling tales around Azeroth with all of you. Whether you aspire to climb the ladder to legend, enjoy brawling with friends in the battlegrounds, or maybe you've just listened to the Doom theme song. Thank you all for being a part of our bustling tavern. We invite players both old and new to join us for our 10th anniversary next March. But we have so much to enjoy before then, so let's talk about what's happening right now in Hearthstone and in Battlegrounds. We're setting the stage for a standoff in Hearthstone's upcoming expansion,
Vale, nueva expansión de Hearthstone.
which takes place in Azeroth's Wild West. Two strangers will cross paths, an outlaw and a lone ranger. Though they may not know it now, together they are destined for a grand adventure.
In the beginning, I was all alone, trying my best to do some good out there. But it didn't take long to realize that, with the right friends, everything would change.
Step aside!
Ah!
You don't know who you're messing with.
They knew the townsfolk were up to something sinister.
Let's move!
Right behind you! And it was like a powder keg, waiting to explode.
We did it! No!
Oh, nuts. As it turned out, I had the right backup waiting for me. Just when I needed it.
Let's do this.
You got it, partner.
I didn't intentionally pursue leadership.
I'm gonna punch ya!
Candle butt slider.
Sleeping like a rock.
Let's show these fine folks some Badlands hospitality.
Well, looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
That's right. Our beloved Reno Jackson and Elise Starseeker are getting an origin tale. They'll work together to save the Badlands from the Bloodrock Town's nefarious mining operation. Singleton decks are returning. With cards like Reno Lone Ranger, Hearthstone's first ever neutral hero card. We'll talk more about him at the What's Next panel later today, where we'll also be revealing a motherlode of exciting new cards. You can get your hands on them and more when Showdown in the Badlands releases on November 14th. Now, I know you may be thinking, a new expansion. That's a lot of new cards, on top of 5 sets that are already in the standard rotation. And if you're a new player or you're coming back after a break, that can be a little overwhelming. So we have been hard at work to make it easier than ever to join us. We're excited to announce catch-up packs. These are game-changing for getting your collection caught up. You see what we did there? Instead of the typical 5 cards you'd find in a regular Hearthstone card pack, you can get up to 50 cards from a single catch-up pack. The cards you receive will all be from within the last 2 years, ready to play and constructed. All of our players are going to get catch-up packs to open once you log in, and for all of you here at BlizzCon in person, or those of you at home who purchased either BlizzCon collection, we're also gifting you a few more packs. For anyone who's been away for a while, all of these packs can add up to hundreds of cards. We'll also be adding quite a few of them into pre-purchase bundles for Showdown in the Badlands. We hope to see all of you getting some amazing cards and filling in or beginning your Hearthstone collection on November 14th. All right. I feel like we might have some Battlegrounds fans out here. Yeah. So you might remember then that the last time we were all together at BlizzCon, we unveiled Battlegrounds. What started as an experiment became a huge part of the game and a fun way to play in the tavern. But playing together is what inspired the new mode we're debuting here today. Queuing up as a party for a lobby is great, but ultimately, you play against each other. What if you could actually play teamed up alongside each other? Sounds fun, doesn't it? We're pleased to announce a
no tiene ni pies ni cabeza la BlizzCon de hoy, sinceramente.
Duos. With a shared health pool, team combat, and sending cards back and forth between teammates, now you can fight with your friends instead of against them. We were inspired by the Battleground community's creativity, finding ways to team up and help each other achieve top 4. So now we're setting an official table for you and your partner to take the crown together. For those of you here in person, grab a friend or make a new one, because you can try Battlegrounds duos here at BlizzCon right now at the Hearthstone demo area. We're planning to launch this new way to play for everyone early next year, and you can learn more later today and see the new heroes and minions that make teamwork so fun in Battlegrounds. It makes the dream work. We love teamwork. If you're tuning in at home, please make sure to join us at the What's Next panel. And if you're here with us at BlizzCon, you can also join me and other members of the Hearthstone team in the tavern. For you worthy opponents out there, come duel a dev and challenge the Hearthstone team. Or, if you want to catch up after 4 years away, pull up a chair by the hearth. We'll see you in the tavern.
Este es el Rumble, ¿no? Sí, este es el Rumble. Sí, es que, a ver, los ha comprado Microsoft, pero por lo visto van a trabajar juntos. Es como que se han fusionado. Habrán vendido una parte de o sea, por tanto dinero no creo que hayan vendido todo, porque inclusive ha salido el director general de el CEO de Microsoft, Harbour, y ha dicho, también ha hablado sobre el Diablo 4, de meterlo en el competitivo. Por lo cual Blizzard dijo que el Diablo 4 no se deshacía de él. Y el CEO de Microsoft ha hablado sobre el Diablo 4 y de meterlo en el competitivo. Y de este también. Por lo cual yo creo que se han fusionado, se han unido fuerzas Blizzard y Xbox, ¿sabes? Aunque cada uno siguen teniendo las empresas separadas, pero al fin y al cabo todo es de todos. Lo único que una gran parte como empresario la tendrá ahora Microsoft. Está gracioso. A ver, el vídeo está cómico, ¿eh? El vídeo está cómico. No me jodas.
Please welcome from Warcraft Rumble, executive producer Vic Sarath.
You gotta love Anixia. She didn't even use a deep breath there. Hello, Blizzcon. Last year, the team and I announced we were working on a brand new Warcraft game.
Pero en teoría iban a presentar hoy un juego nuevo, ojo. Que puede ser el Odyssey. O han hecho otro y no es el Odyssey. Pero hoy tenían como una gran presentación de algo nuevo.
PvE campaign, a dynamic PvP mode, and so much more. It's a game filled with familiar faces. You'll mix and match miniature versions of characters from the Warcraft universe to make your very own army as you take on opponents all over Azeroth. So, if you've ever wanted to see Jaina command an army of Murlocs, or Grom lead a horde of angry chickens, apparently, this is your opportunity. By combining leaders, troops, and spells from 5 families, Alliance, Horde, Beasts, Undead, and my personal favorite, Blackrock.
Están todas las familias, las bestias, la alianza, la horda, los no muertos y su personaje favorito, los Blackrock, los Roca Negra. Yo ya los tengo todos, solo me faltan 2 líderes, nada más.
So you'll have to adapt your strategies to the threats you'll face as you battle through the campaign and beyond.
Y tengo ya muchos al 14 y todo de nivel.
Give you everything you love about Warcraft, reimagined with a big dose of what our team calls joyful chaos.
Ama Warcraft. Yo creo que le van a meter mucho a este para hundir a Clash Royale y hacer un competitivo brutal. Puede ser, ya que Clash Royale no tiene competitivo ya, que lo quitaron.
And that was something we especially focused on during the beta, to make sure you have something fun to do every time you open up the game. And for those of you that play
Ahora, es verdad que te envicia este juego. Hay que tener cuidado con él.
It's because of your support and the hard work of our team that we feel we got something really.
Te pones a jugar y se te pasan 4 o 5 horas fáciles.
Let's take a look at the result.
Es que siempre hacer unos vídeos. La caja de pollos. Los combates sí que es verdad que son así de épicos. Esto todos son bosses, ¿eh? Ah, bueno, también tienes un hechizo para convertir al enemigo todos en ovejitas, ¿eh? Es la polla. Si queréis mañana traemos Warcraft Rumble. Y si queréis jugamos. ¿Sabéis lo que le falta al juego? poder hacer batallas amistosas con amigos y cosas de esas. Para traerlo en stream, sería bueno que con seguidores hacer eventos y regalar monedas o cosas de esas. O el pase, o si ponen un pase, etcétera. Tiene PvE el juego, mucho PvE y difícil, porque luego tienes las misiones en modo heroico para todas las clases de familias. Y luego tienes el PvP. Y tienes también mazmorras y van a abrir las raids. O sea, es que fijaros, son 70 bosses la campaña, más luego otros 70 en heroico por 4, por 5, que son las familias. La verdad es que se lo han currado, ¿eh? Se nota que es Blizzard.
Each map was lovingly handcrafted by our team and is its own unique puzzle. But how you choose to solve that puzzle is completely up to you. And when you're in the mood for a solo dungeon, we've got you covered there as well. Dungeons in Warcraft Rumble are intense 3-mission gauntlets through places like Normagon and the Dead Mines, where you equip your armies with game-changing relics until your run is over. Or jump into PvP and duke it out with other players on maps inspired by some of the most legendary maps and battlegrounds found in World of Warcraft. You can even join a guild and work together with your friends towards some super special shared rewards. I can only say... Nice. But that's just what we have in the game right now. We have so much more coming. For starters, we're going to be releasing a new mini with each season. And that also starts right now.
O sea, van a dar un mini nuevo por season. ¡Wow! Van a ir metiendo cada season personaje nuevo. Muy bueno. Y bueno, ahora han metido a Sylvana. Que yo ya la tengo.
We're also working on even more ways for you to play with or against your friends.
Qué brutal Sylvana, está muy rota. Necesita un nerfeo fijo.
¿Ves
las raids?
Now, Blizzcon, before I go, I just wanted to let you know, the team and I, many of whom are here in Anaheim with us right now, we love playing strategy games. And we set out to make a game that harkens back to our RTS roots, where Warcraft began almost 30 years ago. It is really made out of a genuine love for Warcraft by people with deep roots in the universe. No matter how you like to play, there's something for everyone to love in Warcraft Rumble. Thank you so much, Blizzcon. Enjoy the chaos, and we'll see you in game.
Please welcome Executive Producer, World of Warcraft, Holly Longdale.
Wow. What's up, BlizzCon? Oh, I'm so excited to see you all here. This is fantastic. Well, can you believe we've been playing World of Warcraft for almost 20 years? You know, 2004 was a while ago, right? You know, some of us, we waited in those lines for those midnight releases and got our discs. Yeah! And we raced home to install those WoW discs one by one.
Por cierto, tengo que irme a poner la bocina.
Across nearly 2 decades, players all over the world have taken part in the stories of Jaina, Sylvanas, Arthas, and Thrall, and of course, so many others. And together, we've jumped through the portal into Outland. We sailed off into Northrend, and we watched Sargeras stab the world with that sword. During that time, gaming has changed, and you have changed, and so have we.
Vale, van a hablar ahora un poco de Warcraft.
The entire team across both modern and classic have embraced their communities. We are truly listening to your voices and taking action. My friends at Blizzcon, now is the perfect time to prepare to close chapters, open new ones, and double down on why we all fell in love with World of Warcraft in the first place. With that in mind, let's get to it. As many of you know, WoW Classic was born out of the community's passion. And of course, most of you know that still drives us today. Like just in August, inspired by our community, we released Classic Hardcore. So, in Hardcore, you only get one life. And if you die, you may laugh, you may cry, you may have to replace the keyboard, but you go again. We've loved watching you take on the challenge or die trying. And because the hardcore community has asked, the team is planning to add a new way to play hardcore early next year. And last month in Wrath Classic, we released the Fall of the Lich King patch. And while there's still more to come in Wrath, earlier this year, we looked at your feedback to think about where are we gonna go next. We read through a lot, and I mean a lot of your feedback on social media forums, and we sent out surveys to our players. And here at BlizzCon, we're happy to announce Cataclysm is coming. And it's coming with hashtag changes based on your feedback, just like you'd expect from Classic. So now, let's jump into the Wayback Machine and get a reminder of all things Cataclysm.
¡Qué guapo, eh! ¡Guau, genial, Harbor! Yo, fíjate, he conseguido el casco y ando un poco desilusionado con la build. Porque me tarda mucho en reiniciarse la ulti. ¡Qué guapo! Esta es la nueva expansión del Warcraft. A ver, lo ponen épico. No, esta es la Classic, creo. Con Molten Core. Es que creo que la Classic Plus van a hacer como cada season de Classic Plus sobre historias de todo lo que ha habido. Cataclysm Classic. Ya se les ha ido la flapa. O sea, están sacando todas las Classics. La Blizzcon, ahora Cataclysm. Se les ha ido la flapa.
Get ready, my friends, because I love the passion, by the way. Get ready, my friends, because the road to Deathwing's destruction is coming in the first half of next year. All right. Now, over the past 4 years of Classic, we've watched you master the vanilla experience, and we've loved it. So much, in fact, that we thought we'd add some unique flavor with a seasonal note and a dash of discovery. Season of Discovery is vanilla wow with a spicy twist.
La season de Discovery. ¿Veis? Están metiendo seasons. Lo que os he dicho.
Have you ever wondered what it might be like to be a tanking warlock?
Y alteran las habilidades. O sea, yo creo que va a ser una gran opción para volver al WoW. Por desgracia. ¿Un mago healer? O sea, de repente una season que el mago sea healer. Aparte de mago. Se les va la flapa. Yo creo que fuman muchos porros cuando crean esto.
With new and reimagined bosses, mechanics, and of course, rewards. Then, after a couple of months, we'll raise the level cap a bit. You'll find even more endgame content, and so it will go. If you're here at BlizzCon, you can play the Black Fathom Deeps raid in the Warcraft Hall. So, if you love Classic or just a little intrigued about what exactly a Warlock tank can do, go check it out. For all of you watching online, don't worry. You won't have to wait long to play.
El Warlock tank.
Because we want you to discover all of the secrets together, there will be no public testing. WoW Classic Season of Discovery launches in a few short
Va a haber un testeo público.
on November 30th.
El 30 de noviembre. What?
For more information on the Season of Discovery and Cataclysm, don't miss the Classic panel this afternoon. All right, now it's time to talk to my dragon riders in modern WoW. Our team remains committed to giving you meaningful game updates about every 8 weeks with more content sprinkled in between. We really want Azeroth to feel alive and the home you want to come back to no matter how you play. Our next major update, Guardians of the Dream, is going live in just 5 days.
Guardianes. Dragonfly, Guardianes. ¿Esto es la siguiente expansión? ¿Una continuación de Dragonfly o un rework? Como que van a hacer ya seasons. Siempre. Hasta en el oficial. Sí. Defender un nuevo mundo. El fin del tiempo en las Islas Dragón.
Like I said earlier, we are evolving. We are changing our approach to this big, beautiful game and how we look ahead to new chapters. BlizzCon, it's time for a new adventure. One that has grown from the very seeds of what captured our hearts when we first set foot.
Me estoy quedando flipado, ¿eh?
For veteran players, the last 20 years have led us to this. And for those who have yet to join us, now is the time. And who better to talk about the first step in this journey? Than someone who carved the path in the first place. Everyone, please welcome my friend and the executive creative director of the Warcraft universe, Chris Metzen.
Chris Mason. Una leyenda. Por fin vuelve. Por fin. Por fin ha vuelto. Esto creo que va a ser brutal. Creo que va a ser brutal. Pedazo de anuncio. Ha vuelto Chris. La leyenda del World of Warcraft. La que hizo que cuando se fuese hundiera el World of Warcraft.
Holy smokes, thank you. Thank you. It is thank you guys.
Es que es amado por todo el mundo.
It has been a long, strange trip to get back to this spot. I tell you that. It has been interesting this past year being back under the hood of World of Warcraft. It has reminded me of a few things. One, I love Warcraft. Number two, you know what? I really missed this work. And number three, on the real, it feels amazing to be back and part of this Blizzard family again. As Holly said a bit ago, next year is the 20th anniversary of World of Warcraft. I can't even believe it. Whatever. How many of y'all have been playing from the beginning?
El 20 aniversario. ¿A que vuelvo? ¿A que vuelvo? ¿Qué decís? ¿Volvemos al World of Warcraft, gente?
Crazy. So given that... What was that? Doesn't matter.
Al final el canal va a ser Diablo World of Warcraft. El canal de YouTube.
What expansion hook? What single storyline could possibly match such a historic occasion? We started thinking about, well, I did, the good old days, right? And some of those early mythic ideas that kind of established the background of Warcraft. Started thinking about even some of the newer ideas that have played out more recently, but still in a way feel a little unresolved. And in the mix of all that stuff, in the mix of all those ideas, particular things like, what the hell has Magni actually been babbling about all these years? Was the thing that he came to warn us about in Battle for Azeroth, did it actually play out?
O sea, esto es una puta locura, sinceramente.
Something darker, still looming on the horizon. I don't know. Will there eventually be an apocalyptic confrontation between the forces of the light and the void? Talk to me, BlizzCon. I'll tell you what, for nothing, my pally Maine, I'm all in on that kind of thing if it happens.
Puta locura, y encima con el Chris.
And really the big question for all the marbles.
Los titanes. Que viene la expansión de los titanes. Por favor.
Since the dawn of civilization.
Titans.
What is the real purpose of all of their cute little installations slammed into the side of the planet? Do we know everything
¡Que sale Titan!
We know about their real intentions for our world? Just saying. Blizzcon. All of these hooks. And 100 more. 68. Carry the 2. A bunch more. All cooking in the pot. Started to reveal a storyline. Something epic. How epic? Real epic. A storyline that in almost every way feels like the culmination.
Este tío sabe hasta crear hype, ¿eh? El cabrón.
A storyline provided we do our job, we do the thing.
Creo que el 20 aniversario va a ser brutal de Blizzard el año que viene. Con la presentación de la nueva expansión. Y como sea Titan, van a reventar, os lo digo. Y más manejándolo Chris.
Blizzcon. Are you with me, Blizzcon? We call this storyline the World Soul Saga.
La saga World Souls. ¿Qué? Ahora sí que me acaba de romper.
It's so epic, as we covered. It cannot be contained within any single expansion. It is built to play out over multiple expansions over the next few
Saga.
years.
Me acabo de quedar.
Come on now. Having said that, we are working on multiple ways to deliver this adventure to you a little faster than you're used.
¿Alguien está entendiendo algo?
We're not going to get into it at this BlizzCon, forgive me. But keep your ears peeled. I assure you, we are moving with purpose. And the last thing we really want is for y'all to have your grandkids controlling your mouse and your keyboard trying to wrap this thing up. So, it's coming. Also, given the scale,
o sea, fijaros cómo estoy flipando ahora mismo.
we have decided to change it up today. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
¡Hijo puta!
Instead of just debuting your next expansion all on its lonesome, we have decided to give you a glimpse at your next 3 expansion sets.
Que están trabajando las siguientes 3 expansiones.
Does this meet with your approval, BlizzCon? My friends, I'm going to warn you, there may be mild spoilers ahead.
Pero ¿y esta locura?
I'm just kidding. They ain't mild. Buckle up. Are you ready, BlizzCon?
Pero ¿y esta puta locura, gente?
The first part of the World Soul Saga and your 10th expansion is called World of Warcraft: The War Within.
Pero
in this chapter, you will be descending into the heart of Azeroth
¿qué
itself,
me está contando?
exploring new subterranean kingdoms and engaging with ancient cultures like the Earthen and the terrifying Nerubians of Azj-Kahet. But as the forces of darkness close in around our precious world soul,
Van a sacar una expansión
Yeah, that's you.
como si fuera una saga
Will be
en 3
called
expansiones.
to do what you always do.
¿Como una película de Marvel?
Dispense indiscriminate justice upon all those who got it coming. Talk to me, Blizzcon.
Esto, aparte de ser tema de Chris, aquí ha metido la mano Microsoft,
Of the World Soul Saga is called World of Warcraft.
Segunda parte de la saga, Midnight.
In this chapter, you will be returning, ready, to the old world. To the fabled lands of Quel'Thalas. There, the forces of the Void have invaded Azeroth, intent on snuffing out the light of the Sunwell and plunging the world into darkness and fear. You will not only help reunify the scattered elven tribes of Azeroth, but you will make
¡Wow! O sea, saben cómo sacar dinero los cabrones, ¿eh? O sea, es como el Diablo 4, que ahora te sacan cada año unas expansiones, pero sigue siendo el Diablo 4 con unas expansiones, ¿vale? Pero es la misma historia. Avanzando. Es lo mismo, pero con el World of Warcraft. O sea, los cabrones saben cómo venderse y sacar pasta. No sé por qué se va el sonido, ¿eh? No tengo puesta ninguna tecla para mutear.
Now is the time to pull on your boots, pick up your broadsword or your favorite glowy staff, and get in this fight. Friends, Azeroth needs her defenders now more than ever. Now, in a few
no sé.
moments,
Ya está de nuevo, ¿no?
you a deeper look at the war within. But before we do that, I want to leave you with a little something to chew on. I want to remind you all that sometimes very epic things can begin with small, heartfelt.
Esto es del OBS, no de... Está dando fallos.
of those moments. And with that, BlizzCon, proud defenders of Azeroth, let the World Soul Saga begin.
Vamos a ver el vídeo de World Soul Saga. ¡Qué guapo! Y como en plan... como película. O sea, ya no es hecho por vídeo. O sea, ya son personajes reales. Actores. Este representa a Anduin.
You're here to tell me we don't get to hide. Is that it?
You needed time. We stayed away. But time by itself heals nothing.
You didn't just come here for me. It's the visions. You've seen them.
I suspect many have lately. Something, someone, is calling out from the heart of the world. Like a voice from a dream.
Ya he visto algo.
Something dark is coming, Anduin. The world needs your light again. My son.
I am not that person anymore. I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
You are not your past, Anduin. I trust you.
Brutal, brutal, señores. Los pelos de punta.
Hear me. They're getting worse.
Unir fuerzas.
Look. Whatever's
Gusti, muchas gracias por la suscripción, guapo.
But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
Uf, uf. ¡Por fin! ¡Por fin! ¡Por fin! ¡La continuación de la espada! Gente, los putos pelos de punta. ¡Uf!
I do have to say, though, every time I see that cinematic, and I've seen it many times, it gets me right in my heart. It feels like a new beginning, and it feels like coming home. And we are so excited about where we are going. And now that you've seen or heard the overview for the World So Saga, let's talk about the war within. As we all gather and explore beneath the surface, we'll find an ancient Nerubian civilization. They will be led by someone we were first introduced to.
Nadie se esperaba esta hostia del World of Warcraft,
A harbinger of the void.
La introducción sobre Legión. Es que se quedó ahí.
All light in our world. The last time we saw Xal'atath, she promised we would meet again. And it turns out she was right. And while Anduin, Thrall, and others share the same visions emanating from the heart of the world, some are seeing something quite different.
My visions are not the same as the others.
Talarán.
No radiance. No song. Just the shadow taunting me from below.
Talentos de héroe. Nueva raza alianza.
The fate of our world rests upon the edge of a knife. And our battle lies deep within.
Creo que va a empezar a desempolvar al tanque y volver al WoW,
We will have challenging dungeons and raids and some new features too that are built to last. If you like exploring on your own with a couple of friends or family, we have delves. These are a variety of bite-sized experiences for 1 to 5 players that will offer endgame rewards. You may also find in your delve a familiar character who'll be willing to fight alongside you. And if you're like me and you have an obsession with alts, we have warbands. With this feature, you could treat all of your characters like family and share banks, reputations, transmogs, and more. We're also introducing a new layer of customization for your class specs with hero talents. You might want to take your character down the path of a Dark Ranger, let's say, or a Farseer, and more.
Con nuevos talentos de héroe. Estoy flipando.
Also, during your travels underground, you will meet the Earthen Dwarves, and you'll be able to unlock them as our new allied race. I mean, who doesn't love a dwarf? The facial hair options are spectacular.
Pero que solo saquen la raza alianza. A lo mejor luego en la siguiente sacan la horda.
What I can tell you, though, is that the call to get into the fight to save our world will ring out when The War Within releases next year. And lastly, I sincerely want to say, we are so excited to begin this new journey with you. And from our hearts to yours, thank you for bringing our world to life. And now, with his own note of thanks, Mike Ibarra.
Thank you to all the teams who presented today.
Flipantes, gente.
There really is so much to look forward over the next 2 days. And this is only the beginning. I can't wait to walk the halls of all of Anaheim with all of you. It is truly a joy to be here with the Blizzard team and our players. Blizzcon, be great to each other and enjoy the show.
La verdad es que es sacada, ¿eh? Hay que decirlo todo. Esta Blizzcon sacada. Con todo. Con todo. Todo lo que llevan presentado de todos los juegos, del rework que están haciendo de todos los juegos, es una sacada.
BlizzCon 2023 would like to thank our partners. Xbox, power your dreams.
Vamos a ver qué dicen sobre el tema de la Xbox.
Omen, Game
Ah, no, estos son los patrocinadores, creo. A ver, aquí creo que ya se acaba todo, ¿eh? La verdad es que un 10. No es la mejor de las mejores cinemáticas, pero lo que van a traer es brutal. Sinceramente.
Check out MSI's wide array of monitors, from Nobel Prize-winning quantum dot technology to 4K OLED panels. They've got you covered. And the beneficiary of BlizzCon's charity auction is Direct Relief.
Bueno, esto sí, habéis comprado el pase, te dan una colección. Y creo que a las 9:30, dentro de media hora, vuelve otra vez con cosas. Dejadme que compruebe el horario. Blizzcon 2023.
Whatever you can do, we thank you.
Sí, a las 9:30 vuelven con lo que depara el futuro del World of Warcraft. Y a las 11:30 el tema de la Classic, de WoW Classic.
Can your shadow be our light?
Will you fight the darkness?
Please end the terror.
In the beginning, I was all alone, trying my best to do some good out there. But it didn't take long to realize that With the right friends, everything would change.
Step aside. You don't know who you're messing with.
They knew the townsfolk.
A ver, vamos a ver, porque creo que ya está los trailers en español.
Right behind you. And it was like a powder keg waiting to explode.
No, tengo que irme a YouTube. Coño.
Oh, nuts. As it turned out, I had the right backup waiting for me. Just when I needed it.
Let's do this.
You got it, partner.
I didn't intentionally pursue leadership.
Sí, aquí está el tráiler en español. Vamos a ver el tráiler en español, mi gente.
Vas a decir que no podemos escondernos, ¿verdad?
Necesitabas tiempo. Te lo dimos, pero el tiempo no lo cura todo.
Está dolido por lo de...
por mí, sino
el carcelero y Silvanas.
por las visiones. ¿Lo has visto?
Últimamente no soy el único, creo. Está llamando a alguien o algo desde el corazón del mundo. Como la voz de un sueño. Algo oscuro avanza, Anduin. El mundo necesita tu luz de nuevo. Hijo mío.
¡Yo ya no soy esa persona! No tengo luz. No después de lo que vi. No después de lo que hice.
Buenas, Miguel. Ha salido muchas cosas brutales, sinceramente.
Tú no eres tu pasado, Anduin.
La nueva expansión ha salido un poco. Ahora te pongo el tráiler si quieres. Lo vemos en español. Aunque no ha salido mucho de Diablo 4. Mañana es cuando sale todo lo de Diablo 4.
Está empeorando.
No te preocupes, se queda el directo subido, Miguel. O sea, tú puedes luego ir a la parte del directo que quieras ver y ya está. De todas maneras, ahora te pongo el mini trailer de Diablo si quieres.
Estaré a tu lado. Claro
Nada,
que lo
solo se
haré.
ha visto un paisaje, ¿eh? Ahora te explico un poco lo que las cosillas que van a meter y eso.
¿Quién es Tral? ¿Quién
Como ahora
nos está
vuelven a las
llamando?
9:30, hacemos un pequeño resumen si quieres.
No puedo estar seguro. Pero esa espada apuntaba a alguien.
Es que esto es la continuación de lecciones, lo que esperaba la gente. Y es que van a meter una puta saga de World of Warcraft. 3 expansiones en una, con una historia. Es que es brutal.
Mis visiones no son como las del resto. No hay luz, ni canciones. Solo la sombra que me llama desde abajo.
Es que mirad lo brutal que es. Nueva clase para la alianza, nuevas especializaciones, que es la potenciación de héroe, que es una habilidad tocha. Para meter. Que es la continuación de Legión.
El futuro de nuestro planeta está en juego. Y la batalla se librará en las profundidades.
Vale, vamos a ver una cosa. Oye, aquí, joder, soy gilipollas. Estos son 40 segundos. Que es sobre la edición, o sea, esto. Blizzard. Blizzard Entertainment. Aquí. Sí, ¿verdad? Sí. Precompra, suscribirse. Ah, no, esto son las suscripciones. Ofertón. 12 meses a 10,99 cada mes. Pero esto es con luego un pago tocho, claro. Vale, estas son las suscripciones, que aquí no hay nada nuevo. Precompra. Está la normal, que son... Ahora lo vemos. Que te trae el juego, o sea, Dragonfly, la guerra de Within, una subida a 70 y cupones comerciantes. Me cago en tu vieja. Eso. Luego está la heroica, que lleva 750, montura y conjunto de trafi. Y la tocha, que bueno, que lleva también un acceso anticipado, acceso a la beta, 30 días de tiempo de juego, mascota borrosa, juguete de grifo y efecto. Por desgracia, esta es la que yo tendría que cogerme si traemos el juego. Vamos a ver el precio de la normal. No está mal, 50 eurillos, más barato que... Fíjate, la edición tocha son 90, que es más barato que el Diablo. Y te traes ya también el Dragonflake, que es el de ahora, para que puedas jugar ahora. No está nada mal, ¿eh? Y encima te da acceso a la beta. Garantizado. Y un acceso anticipado de 3 días. Mínima. No está nada mal, sinceramente. Simplemente volvamos, gente. No sé qué pensáis vosotros. Están las 3 expansiones que van a ser. O sea, esto es una saga entera dividida en 3 partes. ¿Vale? Han hecho ahora. De momento solo podemos ver la primera, me imagino. No podemos ver las siguientes sagas. Vale. Más cosas que han puesto. Soy gilipollas. Sacan la clase de Cataclismo. Van a sacar eventos mensuales. ¿Vale? Y van a sacar seasons en Classic. No sé si en el retail también, pero en Classic garantizado van a sacar season que pueda, que por ejemplo un mago pueda sanar con talentos así raros, ¿vale? Puede estar divertido para las Classic. Sobre el tema del Diablo, ¿vale? Lo que han hablado, sobre todo para ti, Miguel, ha sido la siguiente expansión. No sé si la meterán aquí, no la han metido aquí. Así que nos vamos a ir a Diablo es, que tampoco han metido mucho. ¿Vale? No sé si la habrán subido. Vídeos. No, no lo han subido. Bueno, en teoría, en breve van a meter en la expansión, o sea, en lo de ahora, en la season de ahora, lo que son los anillos malignos, ¿vale? Y aparte, pues, han enseñado como un mini... Una mini... A ver si lo puedo pillar. Bueno, creo que está en Twitter. Diablo 4. Que será a finales del 2024, ojo. Mira. Esto es lo que han puesto.
We have each played a part in what has happened here. You abdicated your choice to this child. And with every step she takes, I grow stronger. There will be no salvation in the light.
Ya está. Eso es lo que han enseñado. Del Diablo. Nada más. Vale, no han enseñado nada más. Vamos a ver cómo va en la Blizzcon. expansión del WoW. A las 11:30 o 12:30 hablan sobre la Classic. A las 11:30, ¿ves? Sobre la Classic. Lo que traerá en el futuro. Mañana, vale, el sábado, a las 8, un repaso de todo lo de World of Warcraft.
We thank you.
Will you save us?
Will you make him suffer?
No, pero en teoría mañana hablaban del Diablo también. Esto creo que solo es del World of Warcraft.
Will you fight the darkness?
Please end the terror.
En teoría mañana hablaban del World of Warcraft. ¿Dónde tienen aquí coño el calendario?
Trying my best to do some good out there. But it didn't take long to realize that with the right friends,
World of Warcraft,
everything would change.
A las 10:30 hablan sobre el Overwatch, más a fondo, y a las 11:30 la clase.
You don't know who you're messing with.
El sábado.
They knew the townsfolk were up to something sinister.
Let's move!
Right behind you! And it was like a powder
a las
keg
10 de la noche
waiting to
hablan
explode.
sobre el Diablo 4. Que mañana a las 10:30 lo
Did it! No.
La Blizzcon.
Oh, nuts. As it turned out, I had the right backup waiting for me. Just when I needed it.
Sobre la nueva expansión.
Let's do this.
You got it, partner.
Y están haciendo torneos. Y el domingo.
I didn't intentionally pursue leadership.
I'm gonna punch ya.
Nada, la despedida. O sea, de todo esto. Esto es resumen, regrabado. Los rumores de Warcraft.
Well, looking for a standoff? Careful, it's against me.
Las 8, que hablan más en profundidad sobre Warcraft. Luego Morralla. Y a las 10:30, que es lo que ya nos interesa, es el Diablo IV. Y ahora en 15 minutos vuelven con lo que es el World of Warcraft. Que por cierto, al WoW una de las cosas más destacadas es que ha vuelto Chris Messer. O sea, es brutal. Me está dando unas ganas de volver al WoW impresionante. Vuelven a poner esto. No sé, ¿queréis que veamos lo del World of Warcraft ahora a las 9:30? ¿O nos vamos a jugar, gente? ¿Qué queréis? Sí, mañana era a las 10:30, ¿no? Ponemos lo del Diablo 4.
You're here to tell me we don't get to hide.
A ver, quedan 20 minutillos para que salga lo del World of Warcraft. Van a hablar más sobre la siguiente expansión. Por desgracia, yo el inglés no puedo hacer mucha traducción. Y como veis, los subtítulos no deja cambiarlos al español.
It's the visions. You've seen them.
I suspect many have lately. Something, someone is calling out from the heart of the world, like a voice from a dream.
Bueno, pues ya sabéis, gente. PayPal de Mictian para comprar la expansión del World of Warcraft. Que creo que se le puede sacar mucho provecho en contenido al juego y traer mucha diversión. Y si alguno de vosotros también lo vais a jugar, jugamos juntos.
I'm not that person anymore. I have no light. Not after what I've seen. Not after what I've done.
You are not your past, Anduin. I trust you.
They're getting worse. Look, whatever's coming, I'll stand with you. Of course I will. But we were drawn here by the voice. Who is it, Thrall? Who's calling out to us?
I'm not sure yet. But that sword was aimed at someone.
La verdad es que es brutal, sinceramente. Estoy buscando a ver si han puesto más información. World of Warcraft, a ver si han puesto algo que se pueda ver así guapo.
Sorry to keep you all waiting, but now that I'm here, let's have some fun. Yep, that's my name, all right. And this right here is Gunny, and she can light up the whole dance floor. And this one's Cha-Cha. He's a sensitive little fella, a real hothead. And when I fire them both, it's Double trouble. Actual gameplay footage. Going so soon, I'm gonna miss ya. Don't tell me that's it. Both hearts pumping. I got your back. For now. Here I come.
Estoy buscando los talentos nuevos, pero no salen.
Unbelievable.
El diablo no ha subido así nada de
So was I worth the wait? We're gonna have a hell of a time. Woo!
Vale, tenemos aquí la apertura de la ceremonia, gente. Nuevo post-ladder, van a hablar sobre la season. Es donde nos lleva. La nueva esta continúa la sombría historia que comenzó en Diablo 4, mientras conoces el destino del malvado Mephisto y sus planes demoníacos para santuarios. Perdón. Para hacerlo, visitarás una región nueva en Diablo 4, conocida por los lugareños como Nahantu. Con esta continuación de la historia de la campaña llegan nuevas formas de jugar, nuevos melees que vencer y nuevas clases nunca antes vista en el universo de Diablo. Ojo, una clase que nunca se ha visto.
When it comes to power, performance, and style, you can't do better than an MSI monitor. Rapid IPS and Rapid VA display.
Vamos a parar esto un momento, porque esto es interesante. Una nueva clase que esperemos que la presenten mañana por la noche, porque nunca se ha visto esa clase. Es una clase inventada nueva. ¿Vale? Lo que se especulaba la gente de un paladín o como el diablo inmortal, que sería un vampiro humano y eso, no, es algo nuevo que no ha salido todavía. Un segundito. Bien. Vas a ir en dentro de unos días vais a ir en autobús al cine. Que tenéis que llevar la pequeña y palomitas. Vale. Muy guay. Perdonad, gente, que es que el pez que me ha venido a contar justo ahora. Seguimos. La expansión Best of Hatters será a finales del próximo año. Algo lógico. La gente estaba hablando de que iba a ser a mediados de año, pero imposible, porque si nos revientan todo. Con todo lo del... ¿Ah? El Madrid contra eso no ha hecho nada. Es un buen hype, la verdad. En un futuro menos lejano, la tercera temporada de Diablo 4 traerá un nuevo tipo de mazmorras de desafío semanal llamada The Gauntlet. Vale, eventos semanales, distintos, por fin, algo diferente. Cada semana una cosa diferente, no es siempre lo mismo. Donde los viajeros podrán compartir por su clasificación de clase contra cualquier persona en el mundo. ¡Ojo! Al final de cada semana, los combatientes con el rango más alto tendrán su nombre cimentado en el salón estacional de los antiguos para siempre. ¿Alguna vez te has preguntado cómo son las vacaciones de Santuario? Bueno, ahora puedes descubrirlo en nuestro evento de temporada. Van a meter un evento de temporada por ejemplo, ahora Navidades. Luego San Valentín. Y cosas de esas en el Diablo. Este evento se va a llamar Midwind Blend, que comenzará el 12 de diciembre y durará 3 semanas. Pues serían las Navidades. Recorre la tierra del terror invernal y carga de nieve de Fracture Peaks y asegúrate de mantener los ojos bien abiertos para ver un terror misterioso envuelto en cada capa roja. Ahora que le hemos dado un vistazo de lo que vendrá en el futuro, volvamos al presente. A partir de la próxima semana, la semana que viene, van a sacar 5 anillos únicos específicos para cada clase que traerán los poderes de la season anterior. ¿Vale? Esto es una puta locura. Esto es una puta locura. Nos van a meter la semana que viene los anillos de la season de los malignos. El 5 de diciembre nos traerán una función prevista de encantamiento para el oculista. Esto le permitirá ver qué afijos son posibles antes de gastar oro que tanto le costó ganar. Es otra forma de darte aún más control sobre el desarrollo. O sea, tú vas a poner un objeto y si ese objeto no da crítico, por ejemplo, probabilidad de crítico, tú vas a ver si da probabilidad de crítico o no. Si da probabilidad de crítico, entonces empiezas a darle al encantamiento. Que no da probabilidad de crítico, no te molestas. Una cosa bastante buena. También el 5 de diciembre llegará a Bottle of Thief, una experiencia de evento de final de juego de 6 semanas. Altamente rejugable, diseñada para jugadores que alcanzaron el nivel 100, mataron a Uber Duriel y dominaron todos los desafíos de la sesión de sangre. Tienen para ofrecer a aquellos que sobrevivan, obtendrán un glifo Paragon construido a partir de la propia sangre del Lord Cyr. Pero cuidado, el matadero de Cyr comienza con una dificultad desgarradora y solo se vuelve más difícil. O sea, el mes que viene, justo en un mes, van a sacar un evento que durará hasta final de mes, que es cuando acaba ya la season. Más lo de los anillos únicos. Más el evento de Navidad. Más lo del ocultista. O sea, puta locura. El mes que viene. Puta locura. ¿Vale? Y lo más importante, a sus comentarios. Gracias a los comentarios agregamos una escala de jefe final para recibir artículos únicos y Uber única, que a mí no me ha salido y mira que me he matado a Duriel 100.000 veces. Al ritmo más alto. Hicimos el ascenso al nivel 100 un 40% más rápido que la temporada de los malignos. Reelaboraremos el poder del artículo para que sea más gratificante y lanzaremos un montón de actualizaciones de calidad de vida a través de nuestros parches. O sea que encima van a estar actualizando constantemente para mejorar el juego. Por fin empieza a ser el Diablo 4 el juego que esperábamos. Lo que tenían que haber traído desde el puto principio. Esto sí merece la pena. Como Diablo 4. Ahora sí que va a empezar a merecer la pena el dinero que ha costado. Vale, gente, así que espero que os guste esto que va a venir. un hype tremendo de aquí a un año, porque a finales del año que viene sale la nueva expansión. Creo que están empezando ya a ir por el buen camino. Así que si queréis ver más, estamos en directo todos los días por la tarde, hora española, sobre las 7 a las 8 de la tarde. En Discord, o si algún día fallo, pondré que no voy a hacer directo, pero normalmente todos los días por temas de salud. Así que si os ha gustado, darle follow, un besito y gracias a todos. Bye bye. Esto, Harbor, a ver si podemos cortar este trozo y aprovecharlo para subirlo como novedades de lo que va a traer el Diablo. Y nos vamos aquí, que ya son las 9:30. Y en teoría ya tenía que empezar.
Good game.
En teoría tiene que empezar ya, ¿eh? A ver, sí, realmente no vendieron la beta del Diablo 4, pero por eso digo que esto de ahora, lo que están sacando ahora, es realmente lo que nos tenían que haber sacado hace 4 meses. Vale, esto tendría que haber sido la primera season. El final de la season, bueno, los eventos que van a meter ahora tenían que haberlos metido ya. Y esto que iba a decir. Y ahora que viniera el evento de Navidades, para que la gente no se aburra. Porque esto que van a meter ahora, que cada semana va a haber una mazmorra distinta, para en cierta manera hacerlo competitivo para los niveles 100, ¿vale? Ahora sí te tienes que esforzar todas las semanas por mejorar tu personaje, seguir jugando con tu personaje, buildearlo para todas las semanas hacer ese evento. Vale, entonces ya tienes un reto. Cosa que hasta ahora no había ese reto. Vale. Entonces, por fin, empieza a ser el Diablo 4 lo que nos merecíamos.
Would like to thank our partners.
Vamos a quitar esto, los anuncios, hasta que empiece. ¿Vale? Que por cierto, Harbor, hay que mirar porque el directo de ayer lo han bloqueado para algunos... Acabo de acordar. Para algunos lados, ¿eh? Porque por lo visto... por copyright. Y eso que estaba poniendo música sin copyright, pero bueno. Vale, ya ha empezado.
Over the next 2 days, there will be a series of 8 panels and presentations showcasing a variety of exciting new games and updates, led by some of Blizzard's amazing creators, artists, and designers. So, to kick it all off, here's our first presentation, World of Warcraft, What's Next?
Four years have passed since the mortal races gathered together in Anaheim, California. And now, the drums of Blizzcon thunder once again. Let me hear the thunder! Yes! Ah! Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World of Warcraft What's Next panel. My name is Taryn Gregory, and as you may have heard, thank you. As you may have heard from Chris during the opening ceremonies, we are at the dawn of a new era of Warcraft. The World Soul Saga. A story that will play out over the next 3 expansions and will take us on an adventure in World of Warcraft like we've never experienced before. This saga kicks off with the War Within. In this first chapter, our heroes will be called on an expedition to the subterranean depths of Azeroth, revealing a new world full of mystery, wonder, and darkness. There we will confront the shadows below and face new challenges on the battlefield as well as in ourselves. So what is next? During this section, I'll share an overview of the story of the War Within, and then next you'll hear from Maria Hamilton, who will speak to zones and cultures, and then wrapping up with Morgan Day, who will talk about dungeons, the raid, and our new systems. Let's dig in. In our cinematic reveal, did you guys enjoy the cinematic? Woo. Big shout out to the cinematic team for their work on that.
No, de todas maneras, Harbor, lo estoy mirando y no lo permite porque dice que es demasiado largo el vídeo.
Found Anduin Wrynn, who has been wandering alone for the last few years, grappling and lost in his own thoughts and dealing with the experience that he's been through. En España es visible, en Vietnam, Chile y Argentina. En otros países no, así que da igual. Está bloqueado en Bielorrusia y en Rusia. Solo. En el resto de países no está bloqueado, así que no pasa nada. Y esto no afecta al canal. Así que se puede dejar. No pasa nada. La restricción. And in the War Within, the mysterious
que no se pueda ver en Rusia, nos la pela.
Will reveal themselves. Xal'atath has returned. Freed long ago from the black blade that once bound her, she is now the harbinger of a new era of the Void's dark machinations. And her message is clear. The Black Empire has fallen. The old gods are dead. And their ancient blood runs deep within the cracks of the world. We, the heroes of Azeroth, destroyed them. The forces of the Horde and the Alliance have proven time and again they are among the most powerful armies that have ever stood. The Harbinger has watched this. She is patient. And while the Black Empire failed, Xal'atath now seeks to set in motion the rise of a new dark legacy. One that knows our true strength and will seek to test it against a new threat of terrible power, the Nerubians of Azj-Kahet. Xal'atath has conscripted the Nerubian queen Ansarek, having offered her people a new future, one in which they will rise from their isolation as a mighty kingdom once again. And here in this sprawling city of Azj-Kahet, we will not find the undead soldiers of the Lich King that we faced before, but instead a new, mighty stronghold of the Nerubians as they once were, deadly survivors of the mythic wars that have played out time and again over thousands of years. In return for their loyalty, Xal'atath has granted the Nerubians the means of a dark evolution, one that will turn the Nerubians into a new kind of ferocious and terrifying soldier that we will clash against time and again in the War Within. Now let's talk about who we'll be adventuring with. How do you like the key art? Several of Azeroth's greatest heroes will rise to the call of the Radiant Song, and many will be faced with their own unique challenges. Anduin, can survive his deal with domination. Yes, look at the art.
Para entrar en el WoW.
Incredible art.
No vas a entrar tú al WoW. Me vas a abandonar.
Anduin will be grappling with his relationship to the holy light that he no longer feels worthy of, while Thrall is seeking a connection to these visions, spreading across the world and working to find his new place in the Horde. While Magni Bronzebeard, long the Speaker of Azeroth, will confront the heavy weight of that responsibility once and for all. Champion! The Wounds Champion! Yes! But that brings us to, I know you saw this in the features trailer, Alaria Windrunner.
¡Wow! Vuelve Aleria, por fin.
Alaria's journey will be central to the events of the themes of the War Within, as she, a void hunter, will use all of her prowess to hunt down the Harbinger while being torn between her own nature and the maddening call of the void to which she is attuned. Along the adventure, she will have a unique rivalry with Xalatath, whose twists and turns will come to define the nature of this new conflict. Of course, we'll see many more familiar faces on our journey and meet a host of new and interesting characters along the way that Maria is going to tell you more about in just a moment. But finally, this saga is only just
Lo que no me
beginning.
gustaría que hicieran un Battle for Azeroth 2.0, sinceramente. Porque esta es la continuación de Battle for Azeroth.
Conceived to be an epic worthy of the first 20 years of World of Warcraft, the World Soul Saga aims to redefine the storytelling in our expansion set and strike boldly at the core themes that define Warcraft. The might of heroes, the responsibility of that power, the pursuit of justice. Got to do my best Mets in there. Justice! And the importance of finding common ground as well as ourselves amidst adversity. Up next, may I introduce Maria Hamilton, who will be sharing more about our zones and cultures in the War Within. Thank you so much.
Es que realmente Battle for Azeroth no tenía que haber salido. Esto es lo que tenía que haber salido en vez de Battle for Azeroth. Lo de Legión con estas continuaciones.
Hello, BlizzCon. Wow, I am so excited to be here and
Battle for
delighted
Azeroth fue,
to
pues
represent
eso,
our
una
team and tell
expansión
you about the
pasajera
places
cutre que no
that we
tenía que
will
haber existido.
explore and the
Y lo ha
cultures
dicho él
we will
mismo.
encounter in the War Within. I can't really see all of you out there. I know there's a lot of you, though, because I can hear you. And I hope to hear lots of oohs and ahs when you see some of this cool art I've got to show you. So let's get started. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Okay, as Taryn mentioned earlier, we'll be called by the radiant song, dreamlike visions that come from the heart of the Azeroth.
Esa X en lo de pantalla, ¿qué coño es? Son las Islas Dragón, que es donde está ahora, y ahí será la nueva isla.
It's only through recent explorations in Uldaman that we've discovered a Watcher report concerning a contingent of Earthen that was sent to this place long, long ago to investigate a fissure in the sector. What exactly that means, we don't really know, but we can probably speculate. So first, let's talk about the Earthen. There you go. There you go. All right, we have met Titan-forged Earthen before, of course, in Ulduar and other places. But this society of Earthen has been isolated within Khazal-Gar for a really long time and have developed their own manners and customs. Now, visually, these Earthen are a bit larger in stature, and they're noticeably blinged out. They've got gems all over them, bedazzled, blinged out, you know, that kind of thing, right? But philosophically, they are guided by the edicts of the Titans, a set of codified orders, duties, and expectations that provide instructions for the core functions of their society. You know, Titans, order, all that, right? But the Titans have been absent for eons, and the Earthen are no longer united in their adherence to these edicts. They now exist as three groups that are estranged from each other. The Oathsworn, as their name suggests, still uphold the edicts faithfully and believe everyone else is doing it wrong. Their charge is guarding the Coreway, a Titan passageway that leads right to the core of Azeroth. They're primarily the city dwellers. They live conveniently near the object of their responsibility, that Coreway. Now, the Unbound, in contrast, have abandoned the edicts, and they are considered scandalously rebellious by the Oathsworn. Their original responsibility was providing the materials to keep the Titan installations supplied, and they're primarily rural. They're living in and around the quarries and the mines where natural resources can be acquired. They rarely interact with the city dwellers. They feel neglected and ignored because they have a different opinion on how they should live. Now, the machine speakers have strayed from the edicts in practice, but not with respect to their overall obligation to keep the Titan works functioning. They've had extremely limited contact with the surface dwellers, and they express no little disdain for those who just don't understand the great machines.
Their homes are built around vast industrial projects under the surface that allow them to perform their functions in accordance with edicts, more or less. These different perspectives among the Earthen and their variable adherence to the Titan's edicts has weakened the society as originally structured. And that's not good, of course, but a much more serious problem is their steadily dwindling numbers. For reasons that I'm not going to get into here and now, New Earthen can't exist until we help them out by doing some things and unite the Earthen society once more. Happily, as a result of our actions, the Earthen will eventually be unlocked as an allied race. Yeah, like sweet, don't they?
Más guapo.
Yeah.
Qué guapo.
These
De los
player
pelos de
Earthen will
punta así
replenish the culture's
de
dwindling
punky,
numbers.
está
And may
chulísima la
join
chica.
either the Horde
Bueno, la chica
or
con
the
barba,
Alliance.
ojo.
Yeah.
Es una mujer que se percibe
It is,
hombre.
of course, player's choice which side you wish to ally with. But as you can see from a small sampling of combinations, there's some fantastic variations and customizations coming for the Earthen models, including different gem incrustations, beards for all body types, rocky skin patterns, tones, and more. Now that golden mohawk with the braids and the fringe beard, that's quite the look. But I really like the beardless guy with the bushy blonde eyebrows. He looks so cool. He's just kind of like, yep, what do you want me to do? So anyway, all right, moving on. Another cool culture that players will encounter in the War Within is the Arathi. Yeah, and you probably have questions, right? So these are descendants of the original Arathorian Empire, and they've arrived relatively recently and through some somewhat mysterious circumstances. And they find themselves trapped here within Khazalgar. Mysterious mostly because I can't say anything more about it just yet because of spoilers, but it's not like spooky mysterious, it's the other kind. As a people, the Arathi are worshippers and wielders of holy fire. They are dedicated to bringing hope and light to the darkness. They're tough, resilient people, with every member of the society being an able combatant. Some few are further blessed with paladin-like abilities through their devotion to the light. Even their airships are powered by sacred flame. The extent to which they're comfortable in battle is probably a good thing because they have established a home away from home in an enormous cavern bordered by an endless underground sea from which terrifying creatures emerge to rampage and create havoc. Not my idea of a cool place to hang out, but they're really, really tough. These watery monstrosities, though, are nothing compared to the threat from below. A constant swarm of Nerubians has been held back so far from invading the Arathi lands. The assault is unrelenting, the threat is dire, and the Arathi can't hold much longer. These bastions of light against the darkness are far from home and limited in number. Sure would be terrible if there was also division within the Arathi ranks. Just saying. That would be pretty rough, what with them being so outnumbered. We could probably help them. All right, speaking of the Nerubians in the War Within, we'll explore their last kingdom deep within Khazalgar. These ancient survivors of the Black Empire who rejected their former masters have developed their own culture here in the deep darkness. As Taryn mentioned earlier, Xalatath has made a bargain with the Nerubian queen Ansarek, who seeks a new future and renewed glory for her people. The Nerubians are extremely capable and devious adversaries who have been honing their skills with their constant assault on the Arathi. But domination hasn't come fast enough for the Queen's taste, as the Arathi has managed to hold against this onslaught. So this deal with the Harbinger has included some assistance for her troops. Through some dark alchemical process, Xalatath has provided the knowledge required to evolve chosen Nerubians into paragons of their race, enhancing their viciousness. And Queen Ansarek has embraced these modifications with enthusiasm and eagerly offered her army to achieve the Harbinger's schemes. It appears to be a win-win situation. But not all Nerubians share their sovereign's enthusiasm for change and her embrace of Xalatath. Shadowy figures with far too many limbs maneuver against the Harbinger's plans in opposition to the Queen's desire. As you might expect, any foray into this Nerubian kingdom introduces us to a variety of citizens, including some forms we've never encountered before. Here's a layout of some of the Nerubian models that are completed and also some that are in progress, as well as scale reference for goblins and humans, so you just get a sense of size. In addition to the Nerubian citizens, there are also domesticated insects who serve the kingdom as beasts of burden and pets. The team is hard at work building out the full range of carapaces, carapae, I don't know, whichever, skittering legs, grabby arms, piercing spiky bits, and creepy eyes for you to enjoy, I guess. All right, let's talk about our zones. The surface of Khazalgar is our first zone, called the Isle of Dorn. This is the home of the earthen surface dwellers, as well as other native species of creatures. The fertile soil, flowering plant life, and generous waterways provide nourishment for animals in this untouched paradise. An important facet of earthen society is cinnamon. This volatile substance is manufactured from molten honey, produced by enormous fiery bees. Their home groves are a remarkable sight, as the hearts of the trees themselves glow with lava-like fluid. Harvesting is always an exciting time, as the ferocious creatures are understandably protective of their hives. Now, the roosts at Storm Watch are wreathed with lightning and fierce winds. These wild elemental rooks may choose to serve a member of the Oathsworn, who, if so blessed, becomes a Storm Rider, one of the guardian warriors of the earthen people. The Unbound deal with hostile creatures from time to time, but for their most part, the existence is relatively peaceful, sort of peaceful. Their comfortable homes are often situated near the places where they once labored as adherents to the edicts. Those sites are now in disrepair, and in some cases, the lair of other creatures. Of course, the Isle of Dorn boasts a great walled city where the Oathsworn live and serve the edicts of the Titans. The city of Dornagal is the location of many important civic buildings, markets, traders, and crafters. And it's here that a traveler will find the expected amenities of a capital city, as well as the Titan Causeway, the defense of which is the Oathsworn's primary charge. Now, beneath the surface of the Isle of Dorn lies our second zone, the Ringing Deeps. As the name suggests, it is here that the earthen are engaged in their work in accordance with the edicts. In these industrial areas of this cavernous space are huge, complicated machines, lava-heated foundries and forges, and waterworks, both to cool and to power huge machinery. Maintaining these Titan mechanisms and keeping everything running is both the responsibility and the passion of the machine speakers. The Earth has shifted too in places, revealing openings to the sky above to the Isle of Dorn. These cenotes bring light and water into areas once shrouded in darkness. Abundant greenery, flowers, and creatures that do not typically dwell in caverns may be found in these idyllic spots. It was really important to us as developers that we delivered the fantasy of the hard-working industry, but still had some break-up areas of natural beauty that don't feel like dark, constrained tunnels. Now, as the machine speaker population has dropped, they've had increasing difficulties with kobold incursions, and indeed the kobolds have taken over the mines, the work areas. They've even built a city of their own. Unexpectedly, the kobolds are actually becoming a force to be reckoned with under the aggressive actions of their leader, the Candle King. You knew it had to be a candle. Woo! No take candle. No take candle. With the passage of time, the earthen have diminished both in number and in the knowledge required to perform the various routines to tune and repair the processes. The old ways have been forgotten, and new creative methods must be employed if the edicts are to be obeyed. So they're kind of making it up as they go along.
Habrá que mirar a ver qué coño puedo vender para comprarme la expansión.
We descend further into Khazalgar
¡Qué pasada!
to reach Hollowfall, a vast hollow area in the
Es que
earth,
quiero volver al WoW ya, para prepararme.
Sea. This tenuous foothold under the bright light of an enormous crystal has allowed the Arathi to survive, using their airships to travel to high plateaus and establish docks, light towers, villages, and even a priory.
Luego Diablo y por la noche
From
WoW
the
otra vez.
capital of Meroldar, these trapped people strive to keep hope alive and spread the light, while engaged in a near constant battle with the Nerubians at their borders.
Voy un segundito al baño, gente.
Open
Os dejo por aquí
spaces, the
esto.
bright light, and the greenery are intended to feel as though we're on the surface, somehow, rather than in this sort of strange hollow within Azeroth. The crystal provides brilliant light, warmth, and growth for vegetation. You may notice that all the blooming plants have opened their blossoms toward the light and seem to be reaching in that direction whenever they're in Hollowfall. Unfortunately, the crystal sun has been changing in recent years. Where once the light was steady and reliable, it now fades without warning, plunging the Arathi into darkness, save where they have built light towers and maintain their holy flame beacons. In the absence of this light, the dangerous Kobis and other fierce creatures emerge from the sea to rampage. As the Arathi are barely holding back the Nerubians, these unpredictable episodes are incredibly demoralizing and deadly. Happily, the light has always returned to the crystal, so far. And at the deepest descent in the war within, we reach the zone of Azj-Kahet. That almost rhymes. Anyway, the Nerubian city of Threads has been built on the ruins of itself, over and over and over again. As areas decay and crumble, a new district is built upon its ruins, and as a result, the city climbs ever higher. Those Nerubians favored by the queen, or possessing enormous wealth, or both, command the greatest views and live in the highest places over these swarming masses of the many districts. The Burrows is the home of the scavengers, the forgotten, deep in the decay and the filth. The Umbral Bazaar is a trading hub of fine silks, fascinating alchemical discoveries, and other exotic and hard-to-find goods. The Skanes are the home of the lore keepers and scholars who toil to maintain the history of their people and research myths and legends of Azeroth. There are many other districts and less than savory neighborhoods, both well-known and secret, that the careful adventurer could discover, should they risk life and limb to do so. But the key to such exploration is fitting in among the Nerubians and being accepted, an enterprise best accomplished through skill in the use of pheromones and considerable bravery. The zone of Azj-Kahet features areas of spectacular dark beauty that are inhabited by these creatures that have found a way to live among the Nerubians without being deemed a threat, found to be particularly tasty to consume, or just too much fun to torment. The mobilization of forces to assault the Arathi while also providing military might to achieve Xalatath's schemes has stirred up all sorts of inhabitants of the darkness. And deep within the city itself, the Nerubians are gathering an odd substance, the black blood of the old gods, for some unknown purpose. But I'm sure that's fine. And now I'd like to talk a little bit about our zone flow. As I mentioned, awesome, huh? We travel from the Isle of Dorn into the Ringing Deeps, into Hollowfall, and then into Azj-Kahet. In the War Within, all of our zones are connected all together using the airlock technology that we developed for Zarelek Cavern, allowing for this seamless descent from the Isle of Dorn all the way to Azj-Kahet. That was video I just captured last week of the transition between the Ringing Deeps and Hollowfall. As you can see, we built for dynamic flight, and we were able to flow directly between the zones without the load screen. There is some seriously amazing swoopy goodness to be had moving across these zones and through these spaces. It feels so cool to burst out of a really tight area and into just a huge drop like that. It's so exhilarating. Now, this blobby map that I've got up here was an early attempt during development of our zone flow to try to figure out how we would stack these zones together and achieve the relationship between their geography and geometry that made sense and felt great to traverse. We ended up with something slightly different than this, but this is pretty representative to explain what the world builders were thinking about when they planned these spaces out. It was really important to our design that while 3 of the 4 zones are technically underground, they didn't feel that way, and that they were distinctly different from one another. We pursued that goal by introducing the natural cenotes in the Ringing Deeps and leaning into the fantasy of the classic underground foundry and industrial workspaces. So even in the zone that felt the tightest, there's places that look as though they're actually on the surface. And within Hollowfall, we created a massive hollow space in a cavern so vast it feels like an exterior, with a huge artificial sun in the form of a gigantic crystal. And in Aj-Kahet, we leaned hard into traditional Nerubian architecture with hanging nests and huge palaces built all over a decaying city that just falls away into the depths. And that is the last bit of eye candy I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this peek at what we've got in development.
Que va a haber 4 zonas en las cuales no va a haber carga.
So now it's time for me to introduce you to
Vas a
Morgan
poder
Day,
ir a cada
who's
zona
going to
volando
give
sin
you
pantalla
lots
de
of
carga.
information
Brutal.
about dungeons, raids, and systems. Enjoy. Thanks very much. Bye.
Vamos a ver. El director de juego, de mazmorras y raids.
My name is Morgan Day, and I'm here to talk to you about some of the upcoming content,
Muy guapa la
features, and
camiseta,
systems in The War
diseño.
Within. I'm sure I'll also make some funny faces that I'll regret later in thumbnails, but whatever. First up, let's talk about dungeons. There will be 8 new dungeons coming in The War Within. 4 during level up, 1 in each of the 4 zones that Maria just walked us through, as well as 4 at max level. There's a lot of really cool stuff happening in these dungeons. For instance, we have like a kobold dungeon where you'll meet that Candle King, where there's like a light mechanic that takes place. You have to kind of keep it going to light your way. There's a dragon riding dungeon, of course. But also, one of my favorites is the Cinderbrew Meadery that Maria just talked us through. So this is a dungeon that takes place on our first zone, the Isle of Dorn, which is where you'll experience, all of our earthen buddies, and this is the place where they make that Cinderbrew mead that she was talking about. They take in all that honey that they gather from throughout the zone to make the mead, to do all kinds of fun and/or nefarious things with. Although I do have to say, I feel like they're a little bit behind the times. I feel like all the kids are drinking that, hard seltzer or something these days, but whatever. They're old school, I get it. Next up, our raid, the Nerubar Palace. So this is an 8-boss raid that will take place in the zone of Aj-Kahet. And this is really the culmination of all of those machinations you're hearing about that we see play out between the Nerubian Empire, their queen, and her collaboration with Xalatath.
Claro, antiguamente era Ankare, ahora es
Anura.
Anura.
Things this early, but I thought it'd be cool to share. On the left there, you can kind of see the top-down view of the raid, and on the right, it's more of like a side cutout. So we like to work on all of our dungeons and raids when they still look like this, as it's much easier to iterate while we're in 2D than it is to kind of change the zones around once we're in the game and it's all blocked out. So to step us through the raid really quickly, after barging through the front door, you'll very quickly fall and/or get knocked into one of those giant pits of that black blood of the old god that you'll hear much more about in Aj-Kahet. And then you'll battle your way through the harvest pits, and then finally traverse your way back up through the stalactite wing, which is not a final name, I promise, until you finally fight your way into the Queen's inner sanctum, where you'll come face to face with her as the end boss. So as you can see, this will kind of feel like a winged raid in terms of the vibes, but in terms of the player experience, it'll actually be quite a bit more linear than what you might be used to for a raid with some winged vibes. So something that I also think is fun to talk about really quick is with all of our dungeons and raids, we like to try to explore what is the thing that's going to make this space feel really unique, that's going to make it stand out from all the other times that we've built these dungeons and raids. And with this space, we really thought that, given that we have the Nerubian to play with, they've got all these amazing webs and silken threads that you can kind of traverse the zone through, we thought it'd be really fun to explore verticality as a major element of this raid. So I think that'll be really fun to see what the team comes up with for that.
Muy
Next
guapo.
up, let's talk about systems. So I want to walk you through some of our features and systems at a really high level, but first I want to talk about some of the philosophies that are really guiding us to add these into
Le meten
the
a
war within.
las míticas, la verdad es que más retos, unos afijos
First and
difíciles en una
foremost,
zona difícil.
we really want to continue to extend the philosophies of Dragonflight into the War Within. And really, when we talk about that, there's 3 main pillars that I want to touch on. First, we really want to make sure that we're focusing on evergreen features. We want to make sure that we're making World of Warcraft better forever and not focusing on things that we know we're going to have to leave behind as we move into future expansions. Next, we want to make sure that there's something for everyone. So whether you're a hardcore raider, a PvPer, a collector, or apparently like Holly, you just love to play tons of alts and run around the world exploring things, we want to make sure that there's something in War Within that you can really geek out over and that resonates with you. And finally, we want to make sure that we're continuing to build on our philosophy and build on our systems and content with people who play multiple characters in mind. We want to make sure... Woo! We want to make sure that we're building all of our systems to really respect the time of the player behind the keyboard and not focusing so much on the accomplishments of that individual character. So let's talk about delves. Delves are a new feature that will be integrated into the outdoor world experience.
Que los talentos irán evolucionando
the Dragon Scale expedition
igual que tú
in their
vas
search for
avanzando.
lost treasures all across Kazalgar. So delves are an evergreen feature that is really integrated into that outdoor world experience. We want delves to be a new pillar of endgame content for those outdoor world explorers. We really view this as something like when we added world quests back in Legion, where they are going to be really integrated and transformative into that outdoor world, especially that endgame loop. So one of the main reasons I'm stoked about delves is that these will provide an opportunity for us to give seasonal content and rewards to those outdoor world explorers. So that means things like rewards that you're used to, like mounts, achievements, titles, but we'll also be adding an outdoor row to the Great Vault with War Within. So that all of you outdoor world explorers will be able to share in the joy of rushing to the Great Vault every week to collect your loot. And there will also be 13 unique delves that we'll be launching War Within with. And delves will scale from 1 to 5 players and be role agnostic. So that means if you want to play a delve solo, that's totally cool. If you want to go with you and your partner, that works as well. Or you can bring your whole dungeon group in, and the delve will scale based on your group size and your roles. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favorite features of delves, which I think Maria alluded to earlier, which is that there will be an NPC companion joining you on all of your adventures. So for Season 1, that'll be Bran Bronzebeard, as you can see. And Bran will be tagging along with you on all of your adventures, and will totally never, not even once, aggro a pack of monsters that you didn't want him to. And I don't have my
Las aventuras del Bárbara Bronce que te acompaña en tus aventuras.
So, Bran will have a
haciendo los eventos.
Bran will have a customizable talents and mechanics and abilities that you'll be able to kind of load out to suit your playstyle and needs. So, maybe you need a little bit of extra healing. Well, you can load Bran out to provide that for you. And finally, you wouldn't be exploring with the Dragon Scale expedition if at the end of every delve there wasn't this massive treasure trove that we need Bran to open for us.
Será como unas misiones secundarias en plena aventura para que puedas descubrir tesoros secretos y hacer una historia distinta. Una exploración. No está mal.
Bran will be able to open that vault door for you. Next up, let's talk about warbands. It's happening! So warbands are a system that we're introducing that will really be the representation of all of your characters across your Battle.net account. Warbands are an opportunity for us to create a platform where you can share your achievements, resources, and all that other good stuff across all of those characters. So the goal of this system is really to be that representation of the philosophy shift that I mentioned earlier about really respecting the time of the player behind the keyboards and not those individual characters. There's actually a ton of additions and modifications. We've talked about a few here.
Estos son más
there's
mejoras.
No singular UI screen that says warbands. It's more of
representa los caracteres en Battle.net
features are like kind of wearing a big
y todo
coat that says
adicionales y
Warbands on the back of it.
modificaciones.
It's
mejoras.
how I kind of keep it straight in my head. But just to talk about a couple of those cool features, we'll actually be revisiting the transmog rules of how you acquire those appearances in The War Within. So for all of you who have So that means all of you who have probably had to run 4 characters through all of those legacy instances just to make sure you're collecting all the appearances, that won't be the case anymore in War Within. You'll just be able to run it with 1 character. And oh yeah, Holly mentioned this already, but this is obviously one that people are looking forward to. All of our reputations as well as renown in The War Within will be shared across your entire account. Last but not least, let's talk about hero talents. So here's a quick mock-up of what the UI will look like that I think really helps explain how these integrate into our current talent trees. But really quick, let's take a look at how this will work. So there will be 3 new hero talent trees per class, and 2 will be available per specialization that you can freely choose and swap between. And also, this is another evergreen feature. This is a system that we think is going to provide a new vector of choice and customization for you and all of your classes, as well as create opportunities for us to really dig into some of those core class fantasies that are, so amazing. So Hero Talents will introduce these new, small, self-contained talent trees like you just saw in the UI. And the way I like to think about it is like, currently we have 2 types of talent points, right? We have class talent points and specialization talent points. And now in The War Within, there'll be a 3rd type called hero talent points. So let's look at a quick example, which hopefully explains it a little bit more. This is a warrior, as you can see. These are the 3 hero talent trees that they'll have available: Mountain Thane, Colossus, and Slayer. And as you can see in the top left, we have Protection, who will be able to choose between Mountain Thane and Colossus. Up on the right, you see Fury. Yep, that's right. Mountain Thane and Slayer are their options. And down at the bottom, Colossus and Slayer are their options. So this is how the majority of our classes are going to look in The War Within. The exception, of course, being Druids and Demon Hunters, who are a bit special, so theirs will look a little different. So let's take a look at how you'll unlock the system, as well as how it'll feel playing through as you're leveling through The War Within. So the system will automatically unlock at level 71, and it'll just kind of appear in your UI. You'll earn 1 talent point per level as you level from 71 to 80. And there are 10 talent points in total, with several choice nodes along the way. So I like to think of this as being similar to like the Legion artifact, where as you were leveling and progressing, you were making some choices along the way, but ultimately you're going to unlock the whole tree. And also, I want to be very clear here. These are extremely low friction to swap between those choice nodes, as well as to swap between the different hero talent trees. So, this should be very analogous to your current talent trees and will follow all the same rules that you used to there. So, at the start of a raid boss, before a Mythic Plus starts, before an arena match kicks off, and anywhere in between. And to wrap us up, I wanted to show off a really quick video of what hero talents look like in action. So this is a warrior, as you can see, popping avatar, jumping in. And this next one is that same warrior with the Mountain Thane talent tree. As you can see, Stormbolt hits multiple targets, there's a couple cool new V effects, and a lot of other cool stuff going on there as well. I heard some oohs.
De héroe, aparte, tú puedes combinar talentos otra vez como antiguamente. Hacer ranger con habilidades de melee, mezclar bestias con survival. Está muy guapo.
We hope you really liked what you saw here, and if you'd like to know more, please join us tomorrow at the deep dive panel at noon, where Ian will walk you through some of what you saw today in more detail. Woo, Ian! As well as a bunch of other cool new stuff in The War Within. So thank you all so much. I hope you have a great BlizzCon. Bye!
BlizzCon 2023 would like to thank our partners. Xbox.
Pues creo que esto ya se ha acabado.
Omen.
Ahora viene la
Game
Classic,
Live.
que eso en cierta manera pues no nos interesa tanto.
HTC Vive Mars. Virtual production made simple. Intel. Push your gameplay beyond performance with 13th gen Intel Core processors. Check out MSI's wide array of monitors, from Nobel Prize-winning quantum dot technology to 4K OLED panels. They've got you covered. And the beneficiary of BlizzCon's charity auction is direct release.
Así que creo que nos vamos a ir al diablo ya, gente. Así que la verdad es que muy guapo. Posiblemente vayamos al WoW, ¿vale? Así que estar atentos, a estar preparados. Y la verdad es que nada, mi gente, muchas gracias por haber estado aquí junto a mí. Ya sabéis que os quiero, os adoro, os aprecio un montón. Y aunque cierre este directo para que no se una con lo otro, abrimos ahora con el Diablo 4. Volvemos en 3 minutos. Un besito y os espero. Bye bye.